Salam and peace. You're watching Muslim Network TV on Galaxy 19 satellite, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and our own website, muslimnetwork.tv. This is Imam Malik Mujahid, and I'll be host today, and we'll be talking with two students who came from Italy and India to study in America. Students are struggling, but most of the time it is the local students who are in the news, and we hear about them, and they're not doing that great either. I ask my grandchildren, they simply hate online teaching. They think teachers don't know what they're talking about. They're learning to teach online as well. And some of the students don't even have computers or Wi-Fi. 700,000 students in California, for example, do not have computers or Wi-Fi. And 30 million are struggling for food in America right now, and I don't think they have money to spare for computer and Wi-Fi. So America is talking about education, but a whole lot of people are missing in this conversation. How many of them? About 1 million? Well, more than 1 million. These are international students. To be exact, 1,095,299 foreign students, or they are international students. They came from all over the world to study in America. Actually, all the students in America in the higher education programs, almost 6% of them are international students. And they just don't come in to study here and quote unquote rob us of our money. No, they bring money. $45 billion are brought to America by international students every year. And that's the statistics from the US Department of Commerce. So how these international students are doing it? One time, Trump administration has an order that they should be sent back, and there were a lot of protests because where are they going to go back? And airlines were shut down and all of those things. So are they still here? What's happening with them? Are they okay? What is the state of their education? So we will discuss all of that with two of them. And one is Ambra Caserta, who is from Italy. Welcome to Muslim Network TV, Ambra.
Hello, Imam Malik Mujahid, and thank you very much for having me here today. It's a great honor for me to be here.
Thank you so much for being here. And to discuss with that is Prajesh Kathane. Welcome to Muslim Network TV, Prajesh.
Thank you for having me here.
Okay. So Ambra Caserta is an international student from Italy and cross-cultural facilitator at St. Joseph University, Philadelphia, and now she is back in Italy. And we have Prajesh Kathane, who is from India and currently pursuing masters from St. Joseph University in business intelligence and analytics, and could not go back to India because airspace was closed and probably is still not open. And I hope both of you are studying. Thank you so much for being with us. Ambra, tell us why you went back.
Well, first of all, if you allow me, I would like to thank you in person because the opportunity for sharing a message with the audience and all the students out there. I think your contribution within the global community and your vision to create and to inspire others, create a more harmonious, peaceful world are outstanding. And I think, especially nowadays, where the world is in desperate need of unity and global solidarity, ethical leadership examples exactly like yours are really needed and are drivers for humanitarian progress. So
Well,
Thank you for your work.
Thank you.
Back to the question. I'm back because I graduated from St. Joseph University, and of course, I had to face all the issues that international students faced out there. Kind of worries about the expectations imposed by the pandemic, and I think I experienced. I saw dualism within the system because I worked as an international student and I provided support to teachers out there. So I recognize that international educators had to have adjust very quickly and to shift to a new environment to support students and to manage all the expectation imposed by the global crisis. And all the students like me out there where actually are facing challenges on at any level, psychologically speaking, academically, and I'm talking about health problems, mental issues problem, kind of the stress imposed by the pandemic, and I think. Fortunately, the educational system provides resources for students, and I'm trying to use my time constructively, and yes, that's why I'm back to my country. And
what did you study here when you were here?
International marketing management.
International marketing management. And how many Italian students were here when you were studying?
Other 39 people.
They all graduated, and some of them still are students.
Yeah, they graduated with me, but we experienced the shift from the physical online lessons to the online teaching methods, and it was kind of shocking, especially for certain topics like Gestalt approach, leadership, or team building subjects that actually require more humanity and a more interactive way to lead classes. So it was something new, but to me, the fact that the massive efforts were made to respond to the shocks of the education system remind me and remind us that change is possible, and we can achieve positive results from change.
Prajesh, where were you when you heard that the school is shutting down?
I was actually on the summer vacations at that time, but it was allowed to take some subjects on summer vacations. So I thought that I will take that, and I already signed up for two courses at that time. So they were online, but when the COVID came and everyone is shutting down, at that time, after some time, the president's uh, statement came that all of the online classes and who are the students who are attending online classes can go back to their countries. So at that time, it was difficult because everyone is closing their borders. Even India closed their borders, so it was really difficult to think about it. That what if I will go back? So it is difficult and fearing because of the COVID, and as well as what if I'll go back to my country and if some issue will come there. So it was bad at that time.
So, how many foreign students at that school where both of you were there, St. Joseph? How many foreign students altogether?
If see in my course, it will be like 30, nearby 30 students. So 30 students are like international students, and similarly we have like 2 or 3 batches of business intelligence analytics, so it will be like 60.
Okay. Ambra, altogether in the campus, St. Joseph, how many students and how many of them were, international students?
Well, personally, I was studying with Italian, so we were like 40 people split in two classes, 20 and 20. And we were actually studying a specific course. So we joined international students during other academic initiatives. So I didn't have the chance to study with international students within the classes that I had, but we were invited to social initiatives from the St. Joseph University.
Mhm. So some of the foreign students who were with you, Prajesh, did they go back to their countries, and what is the state? Are they being able to study online?
Actually, we don't have the context with all of the international students, but if we say all of the students, some of them move to their states within the United States. So after moving exactly in Philadelphia, so they faced really problems, and some of them even left the courses just because of this, and some of them were working as well while taking the courses. But because they were not allowed to work on ground, and some of them were laid off from the companies, so they stopped the course in middle only and they left. So that happened.
So your studies were involved for people to actually work in companies while you're doing your course. Is that what you're saying?
No, actually, some of the students who are citizen of USA,
Oh,
so they can work. So they were in a companies, and some of them were instructors in college also. So they also took some courses in the same field, Master of Business and Analytics and Intelligence. So they stopped their course just because they were laid off from the job.
oh, okay, okay. So they cannot afford any longer to study.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. Yeah, a lot of people who are laid off. So at this moment, your class used to be about 60 people. How many people are in the class right now? I mean, of course, it probably differs from course to course. By average, is it half, 50% gone, or it is less than that?
So right now, it is allowed by university that you can take this online also. So the strength of on-ground classes is like 50 or less than 50%. So because of this COVID, very less students are preferring to come so far to the university, and they are afraid to come so. And that's why, and it is also difficult to take the lecture on ground also, because the professor has to be online also at the same time for the online students, and he has to give the lecture to on ground class also. It is bit difficult
Oh,
for him.
same time, he has to do both things. So,
Yeah.
which probably he never learned to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but you might have some experience of, sort of Khan Academy type things. Ambra, was it easy when you were, doing online classes before going back?
Yeah, I had to do some online classes as well, and it was surprising how um, unexpected was this, new way of learning things. But I have to admit that we actually adjusted very well, and some of us, most of us, showed such a resilience at, learning new things, and we appreciate this mix of learning online and working from home, because we can actually discover the fact that, yeah, it can be frustrating to not experience humanity sometimes, but at the same time, if you want to do something better for yourself, you can focus your time also on self, improvement activities, and you can dedicate your time to other things that, allow your personal and professional growth. So it was unexpected, but at the end, it was positive for all of us.
Hmm. So, how is the online learning going right now, Pradesh?
So right now, it's both online and on ground, but online is a bit difficult because it's really hard to follow sometimes, and on ground classes are going
Is
pretty.
the sound quality is not good, or the camera is not good? Why online is so difficult?
So no, everything related to technology is good, but it's like difficult to follow because sometimes we cannot ask the questions at that particular time, and sometimes we got some doubts where to where to ask, and we got to mail the problem, so we get very late response on the mail.
Hmm. So, Professor, so during the class, it is difficult to ask questions, but later on, you have to mail, and the professor may or may not find time soon enough. So the classroom interaction and spontaneity, that's what you're missing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. This is Imam Malik Mujahid. We're watching Muslim Network TV, and we'll be right back after these messages.
My wife, who she's a professor at the University of Cincinnati, who's Catholic, and by her watching and listening to our 3-year-old son watch Adam's World, she ended up taking Kalima Shahada. She embraced Islam because she learned so much about Islam and the other prophets. It really affected our life in a great way, and because of Sound Vision and Adam's World, we're Muslims.
I took my Shahada 15 years ago, and I actually am from a rural part of Ohio. And so I found the catalog for Sound Vision, and I ordered the tapes and the CDs and the books, and I used those, and especially for my little daughter, that's how we basically learned our Islam, and Islam entered our hearts through the wonderful works of Sound Vision.
Okay, assalamu alaikum, brother. I just want you to know that I love the Sound Vision website, that a lot of times when I'm looking for information, especially as it relates to homelessness, domestic violence, and women issues, I go to that website, and then I see what you've written, and then I copy and paste it and spread the word, because the wisdom is there. So I can't do any better than what Sound Vision has already done.
Sound Vision is our survival guide. It is the organization that provides skills for Muslims how to survive and thrive in this community here in the US.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Anam, I'm in 11th grade, and I grew up with Adam's World, and what it taught me was unity, respect, and love for the Muslim Ummah.
Adam's World is the greatest show ever made. Take me to the Kaaba, man. I love that puppet.
Welcome back to Muslim Network TV. This is Imam Malik Mujahid, and we're talking with two international students, Ambra, Caserta, and Prajesh, Kathane. When you started the school here, Ambra, you came here more than a year, 1 year and 3 months ago, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And Prajesh, when did you come here?
I came here in January. Yeah.
Oh, January this year?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So nobody accused you of bringing the COVID-19 from India to America?
Actually, back in India, some friends told me that.
Oh, they did? Okay. Okay, friends are friends. They can say whatever they want. All right, because here we're too busy blaming China for it. So friends are blaming you for that. Uh, and now, okay, so was it, were you able to understand lectures when you arrived here, Prajesh?
Yeah, it was not that different because I've been in Christian missionary school back in India. So all of the lectures and teaching styles were in English only since my childhood. So it was not that difficult for me.
So, Ambra, I know that you have been fascinated by English from childhood, but still, was it easy to understand lectures when you came here?
Of course, nobody is perfect, and perfection is made by practice. So when I arrived, it was a new environment for me, a new way of facilitating lectures and new culture. So it was new, and I tried to adjust myself and to familiarize with the new values and new friends that I made during the years. And yeah.
Did anyone ridicule your accent?
Well, of course, because the accent is probably very marked. But I love the language, and I try to improve myself on a daily basis.
Okay, so nobody ridiculed the accent which you have.
It was an interesting and fun. Because anytime I introduce myself, and they hear that I was from Italy, of course, the first thing they beared in their mind was pasta, and and my really weird accent. But I try to do my best.
All right. So I hope that they didn't demand some pasta recipes from you.
Well,
Did they? Okay, so Prajesh, you have been studying English, but people know that you're Indian. So were there some issues of adjustment or some ridicule or something like that?
Yeah, so we have different English in India, back in India. So the accent foremost, and sometimes it's difficult for them, for the citizen of USA to understand that, and it's also been a little tough when we used to interact with some other students. So yeah, it was difficult the first time, but now it's adjusted.
Okay, so at the campus, when this was announced, there was some announcement by the government, US government, that foreign students must go back. So, how was that information received and who conveyed at the campus, or you found out through the news reports and nobody at the university informed you about that?
So at that time, our university were told that you will be allowed to take on-ground classes. So if universities are providing on-ground classes, then the student who are taking on-ground classes can stay in USA. So we got the news from the news channels and everywhere that who are the students taking online class should go back. So we took the on-ground classes because of this, and we were like afraid to, but still we took the on-ground classes because we thought that if we will take the online class, we got to go back. But at that time, borders were closed, but still the government wanted that you should go back. But after that, they took back the statement.
So, who at the university was offering any services to guide people that, okay, we are working on it, you don't have to worry about it? I mean, you must be very high level of anxiety at that time. Borders are closed, but if you take online classes, you have to go back. So you're getting into the classes which are, afraid of catching a virus. In that time of anxiety and uncertainty, who was trying to help you guys?
So
Were
all
there
university departments,
professors and university administration?
yeah, whole the university administration were aware about this, and they all mailed all of the international students and asked that if they have any other questions, and they provided all of things what they need. They provided all of the information that you don't have to go because we all have the on-ground classes. We will be providing all of the facilities, you will get the proper classes in on ground, so that you can sit like 6 feet away from any other student. All the social distancing will be maintained and practiced. So they specifically mailed all the international students that there is no need to be panicked about it, because they really did some work.
Hmm. Okay, so university was open in informing people and all that. Ambra, the program which you came in, all the 40 Italian students, was they under a same program and came together?
Yes, we were studying international marketing management, and we experienced the same situation in different ways because, of course, in my case, I made a decision to stay in the US because, especially for my region, I wasn't allowed to go back to my country due to the severe restrictions shared by the Italian government and my region in Sicily. The president, didn't allow international students to come back home because of the pandemic. So, as a kind of sense of responsibility, I decided to stay there. But some other people consider other options, and of course, we took a very, wise decision to plan our trip back to the country, to Italy.
So there were restrictions on you going back, so you wanted to stay. So did you try to stay here and they were denied permission to stay?
I stayed a bit longer than my classmates because I didn't want to expose anybody to a danger situation. So I didn't want to make my family worried about it. So yeah, it was such a challenging time for me as well. But thanks God, I found a very supportive context and supportive friends, such as Prajesh, that it was like at the St. Joseph with me, and other students that were really, of help for the situation.
Okay, so let's broaden the conversation beyond the pandemic. But before I do that, Italy went through a lot because of the pandemic. Our situation okay there now?
You're talking about in Italy, in our country? Yeah. Well, it's slightly better, and because the government proposed a very well-structured plan to follow, and so we are trying to respect social distancing and all the things that they are brought about from the government. And I think that if we will be slightly if we will be more responsible sometimes in terms of daily activities, or even professional wise, if we would apply a different level of responsibility to our actions, will be better for everybody, because sometimes we forget very easily from such huge lessons like this. So we should actually use the positive things, even from a challenging situation like this. We tend to forget very easily, and it should be like differently. Yeah.
You're watching Muslim Network TV, and this is Imam Malik Mujahid. I'm talking to two international students, Ambra Caserta and Prajesh Kathane, and we'll be right back after these messages.
What was it like when you started this network out, when you started Sound Vision those many years ago?
You know, after 9/11, one lady called me and she says, what is your channel which I can watch? And I say, I'm sorry, we don't have a channel. And you know what she said? She said, then how America will know about you?
SubhanAllah. Anything you want to say to the people who are watching? We had one sister who messaged that she grew up on Sound Vision. What do you say to the people who have been long supporters?
Thank you. Thank you. It is because of you we are able to do all of that. So the generation of Adam's World, you need to take it over for the next generation. And that's my invitation to you. So keep telling everybody where to watch. They can watch it on Galaxy 19 satellite, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or easy thing, muslimnetwork.tv, or our YouTube channel, or our Facebook channel. And with your help, inshallah, ladies, the one who called me, what channel should I watch Muslims on? Answer is here and now.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, it's your brother Zain Bika from South Africa. One of the first educational programs ever produced for Muslim children was the ever popular Adam's World series. The colorful and comical Muslim puppets stole the heart of a generation. Sound Vision will be releasing brand new episodes of Adam's World with the launch of a Adam's World app. Subscribers will enjoy new Adam's World episodes as they are released, as well as all the classic episodes of Adam's World. So visit adamsworldapp.com now to learn more, subscribe, and enjoy new adventures of Adam and his friends. And let's keep helping tomorrow's Muslims today. Assalamu alaikum.
Adam's World. Believe me, there's a lot to see. Bismillah. Let's explore.
Welcome back to Muslim Network TV, and this is Imam Malik Mujahid. I'm talking with two foreign students, Ambra Caserta and Prajesh Kathane. Tell us, I mean, one of you have been here 1 year, 3 months, and one less than a year. Who finances the education now? I mean, you came with your own expenses, or you found a scholarship in America? How do you take care of yourself? I mean, you're far away from your countries.
I would like to specify that the amount of time that I spend in the US is exactly right. It's 1 year and 3 months, but I spent the first 3 months like a very, few years ago when I went to DC for as a volunteer for a job. And then I experienced, I worked as an intern in in Florida. And then in January, I joined the SJU because I won the scholarship that was actually financed by my country. And that's why I had the chance to meet the St. Joseph students and all of that.
Okay. So it was financed by government of Italy.
Yes.
Okay. And Prajesh, how you fund yourself?
So some of the funds are from my parents, and for half of it, I took a loan from a bank in India. So that's why I funded.
Okay. So both of you are part of the $42 billion, which international students together bring to the US. More than a million people come from internationally to study here. So what's happening to other foreign students, Prajesh? Are they worried about the future here and studies here, or what type of conversations are taking place? Are people from India still want to come and study here, or they're canceling their plans to come here in the fall to study?
So as for my knowledge and some of the conversation with my friends back in India, yes, many of them who decided to come, but they are afraid right now. So it's like 90% of the people who wanted to come in the fall this year, but they stopped because of this pandemic, and also because now many things are changed. It is so uncertain what will happen after the course. Will they able to get any experience here after the course? They just have to complete the course and go back to their countries, because economy is down here everywhere. So very less companies are hiring right now. So it is difficult to get even experience. So you just have to complete the course and go back, and that will be even difficult back in India also to get a job there. So many people, students who wanted to come, stopped there this year.
Okay. So at this moment, people, you're saying 90% of them are deciding to postpone or not come. So that's a huge loss to U.S. economy as well. Ambra, are other people in Italy are thinking of coming to the U.S. at this moment, or people are postponing their plans?
Yes, I have the same feeling, and I agree with Prajesh. Even our country, our students in here are facing the same perplextions about the possibility to study in the US. And it's a shame because, of course, this is like part of the educational framework, and when you affect the educational framework, you inevitably somehow affect the economic and some other broader issues that are connected to the educational system. So it's such a shame, and even myself, I would like to do something because it's important to invest in education and to not defer international student dreams.
Yeah, I mean, international students not only come to study here, bring money,
Yeah.
$42 billion, but many of them help, bring their, beautiful brains to contribute to research and science and get some experience and take their country forward with that experience, or picked up by the technology companies here. So, for example, Prajesh probably would have, I hope still things improve before you graduate and you can participate in some business experience here. So you do business intelligence and analytics. What does that mean exactly?
So it means that how you can absorb the data, and to make the ahead, and to forecast how everything will go in a business ahead in the future. And we use the data in such a way that we can um, take out some insights from that, from the past data. So this is it, and for that we worked in our course, but I'm afraid that I will be able to use it in the real experience or real business, because it's difficult right now to get into a business here.
Hmm. Now, what is the state of schools and universities, Ambra, in Italy? Are universities open, the schools open, or are they relying more on online education?
Well, inevitably, we had to adjust to this new scenario and to this new disruptive way of change. And so, even in here, schools are like providing online tools to students, and university as well. So it's pretty much the same, situation in Italy for students and for schools.
Hmm. Rajesh, in India, are people going to universities, colleges, and schools? Or because in India, the situation is not everyone will have access to computers and Wi Fi.
Yeah, they are facing such kind of problems back in India, and that's why they are taking classes even after the scheduled time. And my mother is a teacher, and they are facing so many problems, even not with the students also, but with the professors and teachers everywhere in India. So everyone is facing this problems. And right now, the exams like entrance exams and UPSC, MPPSC, and all of those exams, they are not scheduled to postpone. They are happening right now. So it's very dangerous for the students as well. So because they got to give the exams right now because they haven't postponed it. So it's very difficult.
Hmm. So they are forcing the exams, people sitting in a hall and doing all the writing together.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy! So that is probably gatherings of hundreds of people taking place in hundreds of places. Then,
Yeah, it could be more than hundreds.
hmm. So how's your mother protecting herself as a teacher?
So right now, she is allowed to take online classes, and also sometimes she got to go to a school on ground as well. But because of this internet and everything, she is also facing so many problems. Even some of the students don't have access to mobiles or internet, so she used to teach phone on phone calls after the lectures also.
Hmm. Yeah, that's in countries where Wi-Fi and telephone, Wi-Fi and computer are a problem. Mobile phone has a whole lot of penetration. It's a good tool to teach, but it must be a very unique experience teaching people through phone. And is she able to get many students on phone, or she has to do one-on-one?
No, actually, the students she teaches don't have access to phone at the same time. So sometimes she used to take two students or three students at a time, or sometimes she used to take one-on-one calls, and sometimes in night also she used to take, because some of the students are using their parents' phone, and they get the access to the phone after their parents are home from the work or from somewhere else.
Oh my goodness. So that's a lot of pressure on your mother there.
Yeah,
Well, tell her that there is a Muslim host in America who thanks her for what she is doing.
yeah, sure.
Ambra, do you know any teachers in Italy how they are struggling with this?
Yes, and actually, Prajesh's story resonated with me as well, because in some rural areas in Italy, especially in Sicily, you can experience like different scenarios. Sometimes you can actually have a scenario where teachers have laptops or tools to teach and do regular classes for kids, and in some other places you don't have even the connectivity. So it's challenging, and it doesn't allow students to be involved in classes and in all normal activities they should not be deprived of. So yeah, I think there's a lot of work to do in this regard, and still education is like really important to not be taken out from the context or from our narratives at any level.
Mhm. So the teachers here, Prajesh, are they accessible? Say, do they give out their phone numbers to call them?
Yeah, some of them who are not able to attend online classes or video classes on Zoom meetings. So that's why my mother gave them her personal number. So anytime when they have a doubt or whenever they can ask the lecture to my mother, so at that time she attend the calls.
Okay. What about the people who are teaching you here? Are they giving out their personal phone numbers for you to call them?
No, they are not getting, but they are available on emails, and some and almost all of them are quick in mails. So yeah, they share the personal email address, the phone numbers.
Hmm. Ambra, what do you plan to do now that you have graduated from the program here? What you are planning to do in Italy?
Well, of course, I'm planning to search for a job and to, get back there. And meanwhile, I'm trying to get focused on philanthropic initiatives, which I love very much. I'm very interested in women empowerment and education. So I will try to get focused on these fields to help others. That's what I'm planning to do.
What about coming back and studying a little more in America?
I will love that. Yeah.
America can
Planning
benefit
to do.
from
Yeah.
people like you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, what are your plans, Prajesh? If when you expect to graduate?
In the next year, May, I will.
May 2021.
Yeah.
So, if by that time the business opportunity to work for experience is not available, you will go back and find something there to get experience.
Yeah, I think I'll do that, and also I'll find the opportunities if they're in any other countries. If none of them are available, so I'll go back to my country and search there.
So, what about, are there some online internships which you can benefit from?
There are like all of the companies are giving online internships right now, but still they are not opening for the recruitment for internships also. So that's why it's difficult to get any internship over here right now.
Okay. So online internship, they're allowing, but they're not announcing it.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you have connection and all that, you will be able to get that. Okay. So this is a unique experience, which nobody probably planned for it. And, pandemic has happened in the past. A whole lot of people have lost their lives, close to more than 200,000 in the US and 1 million altogether in the world. And I'm surprised that 20% of those 1 million are right here in the United States. a country which is richest and very powerful, and people think that we'll be able to handle better. So in Italy, there are people in America are talking about second wave. Are people in Italy also talking about the second wave?
Yes, yes, and that's why we are trying to, to stick to the plans that, politicians and, decision makers provided us. And also we're trying to create a more inclusive method for, just in case, we have to face a new wave of change or pandemic. So yeah, we're trying to make sure that it is going to be a very inclusive way where all the students out there get access to education, and they can, and also professional can do their jobs.
So are there foreign students in Italy, and what's happening with them?
Well, they are actually, stuck here, most of them. I have like plenty international friends in here in Italy, and most of them are in Rome. And, it's a challenging for them as well, because they have to, they prefer to stay here because they are afraid that if they go back to their country, it will be such a long time for them. It would be like they won't be able to come back and complete their studies. That's what I mean.
Prajesh, there are foreign students in India also, I think. What's happening with them? Do you have any idea?
I really don't have so many contacts over in India of international students, and yeah, I don't have some international contacts.
Yeah, there are foreign students, and I don't know what's happening with them. I hope they have good support from the universities and they're able to take care of. Now, let's talk about at the end of our show. What do you think happening in US politics? Are you both keeping up with what is happening in politics?
Yeah, yes, I'm following the current scenario. It's such a very dynamic debate. And I really hope that, global values will win over everything. And, I do believe that everybody has a potential and a strength to bring to the table. And if the person that will win the election, will deliver those global values, I think that will be beneficial for everyone.
What are global values, Ambra? Seems to be a very philosophical person. Never heard of global values before.
Well, I think global values are social justice for all, very inclusive vision towards policies and empowerment for everyone. Of course, we shouldn't leave education behind, and ethics, because if you have personal values and if you treat others the same way you want to be treated, you win.
Okay, so those are global values. Prajesh, what are you following in the politics here?
So there is so many things happening right now here in politics, and both of the parties are trying to stretch everything, and they're trying to appease people everywhere. They're promoting their parties and everything. I hope that whoever wins should take care of everything, and do not neglect what are the problems are there right now. So I hope whoever wins will solve all of the economics and financial and students' problems.
Okay. So, Prajesh, if you have right to vote in America, who will you vote for?
It's very difficult to say that, because I really don't know exactly, because I am here for like since 1 year or less than that. So I cannot say that who is good or who is not, and who will be better for USA. And as a citizen, what should I look in a president? So it's really difficult to answer that question right now.
Okay, very smart. So if you are in India, who will you vote for if suppose there are elections in India?
Yeah, it's tough too because there are so many aspects about Indian politics too. Because we, as an Indian citizen, we know what are bad sides and what are the good sides of politics. So everyone is divided in such a way that if we will explore our wish, so it's very difficult to live there sometimes. So it's it's not good to express actually.
Okay. All right, Ambra, now you're on the hot seat. If you're a US citizen, who you will vote for?
Well, it's a challenging question for me too because I do believe that what matters is to have clear vocation for the job you want to do in the future, for the job you do. So if the person that will win, because I don't want to express any in this regard my propension, but I think that the person that will win should have like a very futuristic way to be a problem solver, to be a leader, because we're living in this very fast world where everything changes, everything is unpredictable. So if we have a leader that can manage everything, that can show to be a very problem solver, that is a very good communicating, I think that would be great for Americans and also for other countries because we are all connected. We are not islands, isolated islands.
Well, thank you so much, Ambra, Caserta, and Prajesh. Both of you are very good. You both should run for politics and become presidents and leaders of your countries. It's such a pleasure to talk to you, both of you. Thank you so much for sparing your good amount of time with us. And I hope our people who are watching this program and they will appreciate what you shared with them. This is a perspective not easily available, that international students who bring more than $40 billion every year to America, what they are going to. Thank you so much. And thank you, Sherdil Khan, for producing today's show. This is Imam Malik Mujahid, and thank you so much for watching. You have been watching us on Galaxy 19 satellites, which covers USA, Canada, and Mexico, also Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, and our own website, muslimnetwork.tv. Peace. Salam.